Enough joy in the house of God. We need entertainment, because entertainment is the devil's substitute for joy.
We're living in a time, as the prophet...
Hello everybody out there. This is entertainment is the devil's replacement for the joy of the Lord. And I noticed something interesting, and I thought about it in the past, but now I see that like they have an app for it on the iPhone and iPad and stuff, so I thought I'd just point it out in this study, and that is the iBabylon program, which iTunes makes. Of course, you can get it on iTunes, and basically what it does is it takes all 75 different languages and translate them into English or German or whatever you want it to be translated into. So what God did in Genesis 11, they are trying to do the opposite, right? So I was just going to show in Genesis 11 and just kind of, talk about that for a second. So let's look at Genesis 11.
Genesis chapter 11. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another,
Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly.
And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said,
Go to, let us build us a city, and a tower whose top may reach into heaven. And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
So, like I've talked about before, the spirit of Babylon basically, even in Revelations, is let us build bigger, build cities when God told them not to build cities but to scatter out. It's also let's be famous, let's make money, let's get power, let's get all these things. And that's exactly what Apple tries to do, right?
And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Lord said,
Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech.
So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth.
Okay, so Babel, confusion. He went from everything that the Lord tries to do, Satan tries to do the opposite of it. So because he chose to mess the languages up, and like I've talked about in my other video, it's not just about the languages, it's about the way people looked, it's about their mind, because they say we only use 10% of our brains, right? Well, why do you think that is? It's because here in in Genesis 11, it talks about how which they have imagined they can do, right? So whatever they can imagine they can do, so the Father had to fix that. And isn't it interesting that through technology now, this was back when they weren't using the same type of technology, they were using more fallen angel technology, but now we're using the same types but in a technical more way, right? If you understand what I mean. So you see that, I just wanted to point that out, and how it just, all you have to do is hit translate to, and it translates the language over. And God didn't want us to be able to do that. If He wanted us to be able, God speaks to everyone in their common language. It says that in Mark, it says that the common people received Jesus' words and rejoiced in them and were glad in them, okay? So like I was talking about before, the Spirit cannot manifest power in a language you do not understand, right? So they want to change all the languages back. And I just thought that was interesting through the entertainment form, because you see how they're using it with iPhones and iPads and stuff like that. It's a form of entertainment, right? Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching. Wake and watch for Yeshua. God is love, and I love God. Amen.